Nice.
Thanks.
You need some opening banter?
I
guess the liquor could have been, but I don't know if the liquor.
Well, I got
What are you doing? You need a tissue?
No, yes, I do. I need a handkerchief. When I was a kid, I'd see my grandpa with a handkerchief.
Yeah.
And he would just be like, just in the car, driving around. And I'd be like, God, Grandpa's so gross. I hope he dies.
He's a disgusting old man.
And then he did.
Oh.
But yeah, like I was wondering, why does he have all these boogers? And now I have them.
But
I wake up and I just have to I have to go to the shower and steam out the boogers.
I just had some. I blew my nose before this, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" Because I had a couple, but what is What I never understood the handkerchief.
It's because you have to deal with this and I know you're putting boogers into a cloth.
But that's what I'm not trying. My butt itches.
Go. Okay.
I'm not trying to be funny or not. I don't get it.
What?
Like if you have solid boog, they don't look dirty when I've seen. I guess have I seen them? They're often white.
Well, they're not white. They're never white.
I don't know.
No one has a white handkerchief.
Well,
that would be insane.
Gave me a white handkerchief.
Well, there's like sweat handkerchiefs, and then there's booger handkerchiefs.
Are they patterned to disguise? I feel like a camo
They should
one would
be.
be.
They should. Yeah, a camo one with a tiny camo print.
What's the consistent? Is it like a scab or like?
The boogers?
Yeah.
They can range. Usually it's in there as a parfait. The first layer to come out is scabs. And then the rest of the layer to come out is very wet. And there's blood and there's dirt and there's all sorts of stuff. There's like 2x4s and nails. There's all sorts of stuff. When I blow my nose, it is a nightmare. Of texture.
You haven't shared this with me. Do you have multiple handkerchiefs? Is there a daily handkerchief?
I don't know. I haven't graduated. This is something.
Scrape it off before.
I'll be 40, and at 40, I think I can get a handkerchief.
I don't know.
I think you have to go to the DMV, and they just give you one. You're gonna need this.
I guess I'll stop asking questions. I just eat gross in society. I don't understand the logistics. How it's not just covered in texture.
I think it is.
But
I think it gets gross. You
Did
and then
Grandpa have a gross one?
I don't know. I never. I was not like, Grandpa, can I see it?
I'm gonna taste it.
No, like I'm sure it's absolutely grotesque, but you like wash it or you throw them away.
You put it on your clothes.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the alternative is just to sit there with a face full of cement.
What's wrong with tissues?
You're going to carry around a bunch of tissues?
Good little Kleenex packet.
But also, we're talking like handkerchiefs originated prior to mass production of, tearing down forests so we can have a little pocket full of paper to blow our bullshit into.
But it sounds like you hate it so much you might sacrifice the rainforest.
Oh, I would wipe out the whole Amazon to have no boogers ever again. All the animals dead.
What
Sorry.
is it? Is it diet, aging?
I think it's got to be something with getting older.
Why?
I don't know.
We'll look it up. A tasty start.
Yeah. All right. Remember, you can guess what we saw because we did see something. And if you can guess what it is, you will win a $500 Visa gift card. So go to ohyeahbigtime.tv/guess to submit your guesses, and you can read the rules there and see how it works. I'm not going to explain it again. I explain it every goddamn week. And yeah. You can also give us a call at 802-870-6928. And yeah.
Call us.
Call us. I mean, we'll answer any questions that you have. We'll comment. If you tell us to break a plate, we're gonna shatter a glass plate on our own floor.
Yeah, we will. always said you can ask us questions or advice, but you can just tell us to do stuff.
Tell us to do something.
We'll do anything. We'll do anything for a call.
Snot rocket into your microphone mesh there. The pop filter. I'll do
anything for that approval, because I don't know. I get it because there's a call. Well, I'm not going to name the podcast I like. But
don't you dare.
I won't. But I get being nervous because it's a vulnerable. But you gotta call us. Just call. We'll never be mean.
Or we will.
Or use a voice modulator.
We'll be mean, yeah.
Just call in, be mean to us, and tell us to do something. I'm laughing nervously because I'm kind of in real time regretting that statement because now we have committed to questionably abhorrent acts of vulgarity and sickness. Oh, wow. But we'll break
all
the
right.
plate. We'll break whatever you want.
I have a wet mouth. Okay. Hello and welcome to Oh Yeah Big Time. This episode is not brought to you by DiGiorno Pizza. Do you want to die? Well, get DiGiorno Pizza. Somehow we've managed to pack the calories and sodium of 3 normal pizzas into a small frozen piece of bullshit. And there's technically nothing you could do to your body that's worse than DiGiorno Pizza. And for a limited time only, when you get DiGiorno Pizza, you can also hate yourself. And actually, we're doing that deal all the time, forever, in perpetuity, throughout the sands of time. DiGiorno Pizza. All right.
That's a good deal. Powerful deal.
I mean, and it's not just DiGiorno. It's all these frozen pizzas.
Yeah, I don't know the difference.
They're not good. There's nothing about them that's okay.
Baron? Is there a Baron that has a pizza?
A Red Baron?
Is there?
There's Red Robin, but they don't have pizza, do they?
What? There's a Baron that does something.
Red Baron.
There's no Baron. There's no Baron pizza. Baron pizza.
Manfred von Richthofen was better known as the Red Baron. Was the top-scoring flying ace of World War I.
No, there's a Red Baron pizza.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I was reading the first one.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to detract. I was just trying to name all the brands I could, and then I had a vision of the Red Baron, and then DiGiorno.
Yeah, they're all terrible for you.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like pizza's great. I'll eat a pizza.
Oh, it's the best food there is, truly.
But I was looking. I went to the store and I'm like looking around, and I was like, I'd like to get a frozen pizza.
Yeah. We should get one. We deserve one.
I'm looking at the back and I'm like, one slice is 8 to 900 milligrams of sodium
for a slice.
For one single slice.
Oh dear.
And like, who's eating a slice of that pizza and putting the rest in the fridge and saving it for tomorrow? That's not happening. No one's doing that.
Even I'm not doing that, and I can't eat anything. I'll just keep eating until I die.
Yeah. And you will if you eat a whole goddamn DiGiorno pizza or any frozen. So then I was looking around at like, okay, well, maybe the healthier the cauliflower crust pizzas, the vegan pizzas.
Not so?
They're more. They have more sodium.
But is there less to preserve? It feels like there's less to why is there so much salt?
And it's frozen. What are you preserving?
Yeah. Huh.
It's so much so. And I don't want to be like Mr. I'm watching my sodium guy.
I will.
But like, good God, you're going to die.
Well, part of the problem, well, it's not, no one cares, but part of the problem, because I have a sensitivity to sodium in which it hurts my head. And for a while I had to stay under 1,000 milligrams a day, which sounds like a lot.
Not a lot.
Now, do people realize that the most salt you're supposed to have in a day is 2/3 of a teaspoon?
Right.
A teaspoon.
2/3 of it. And if you eat a whole DiGiorno pizza, that's like 3,000 milligrams of salt.
Oh.
That's like taking a tablespoon, filling it with salt, and just swallowing it.
Taking a shot of salt in your, yeah. And why, like, I just feel like we got to ditch the whole milligram, because 1,000 sounds like you have a lot of leeway. But if you're like this has a tablespoon of.
Yeah, we gotta move into tablespoons.
It's too abstract. They gotta change it. But now I'm just staring at this Red Baron pizza, and that's all I want. I don't care about.
It does look tasty. I'll say that. I love
pizza.
They don't need to put that much salt.
There's salt in everything. Once I had to cut salt down, we had to get like Bible bread, Because all the bread has a ton of sodium.
Ezekiel bread, yeah.
Everything else
it's just made
they
just pack bird seeds into a loaf.
Yeah, and Bible.
Yeah, and then they write Bible verses.
Yeah. I wonder, what if the Bible, we don't need to get into the Bible verse, but I'm eating Bible bread.
Yeah.
My mom is like on a search to find things without sodium, like vegetable, like everything has salt if you start looking for it.
And salt's fine, but too much of it can really hurt you.
Yeah.
Like you can die from having too much salt.
Yes.
If you took like 2 tablespoons of salt, you'd die. 100%. If you ate 2 Red Baron pizzas, if you lived through that, my God, there's a chance you might not die because it's also like being absorbed slowly because it's with food and stuff. But
you'll get there.
That will hurt you.
Man.
When I was in my 20s, I would just eat a whole pizza, a whole frozen pizza.
Yeah, 800 in itself is not great, but then you're not eating one slice.
And I figured like it's probably not good for me, but it can't like acutely in the moment hurt me.
It's just a pizza.
It could have. It could have hurt me.
It's so friendly looking. It doesn't look like it could harm you. I feel like you're eating now, like you just used to be able to pop a pizza in the oven. Now it's hard to be old and care. You're making your food. You're worrying about so much more when you prepare your food, making sure it's balanced, making sure you like cook it correctly and know how to do the amounts of everything.
Well, I'm not like, people ask me like, oh, you eat healthy? What are some healthy recipes? I'm like, cook chicken.
Yeah.
Cook chicken, cook broccoli, eat it.
Done.
There's no recipe.
Yeah.
Like,
I
sorry.
can still find a way to break it. I feel like, am I wrong that you get a little stressed with the cooking chicken sometimes?
Yeah, with chicken I get real stressed out.
Yeah.
I'm constantly first of all, to cook a chicken breast, it takes your whole life. If you started cooking a chicken breast when you were 1 year old, by the time you died, that chicken breast would be evenly cooked. Cooking a chicken breast takes so long. It's so long to cook a chicken breast.
I don't pay attention.
It's like 30 minutes.
No.
It takes like 30 minutes.
Not 30. Really?
If it doesn't take 30, it takes 20, and that's still crazy.
I guess I don't pay attention to when you're cooking.
I mean, I'll put the chicken in the pan, put the lid on, and walk away and do something else.
Is that exactly what you're not supposed to do?
Probably, but I can't just stand there staring at this chicken until it fucking cooks.
Yeah,
it takes too long.
You do a lot of temperature check.
I'm constantly like I'm checking the thermometer. I have to make sure it's at the right temperature because if it's too hot, then it's like tough and chewy and dry. But if it's not hot, if you don't get to 165, you're gonna get salmonella. Salmonella poisoning. Yeah.
What is it? We don't even know what that is.
No
salmonella.
One knows what that. It's a beautiful woman's name. Meet my Aunt Salmonella.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of myself included, certainly, a lot of not great people that are cooking or just doing life. And they're eating chicken that's probably not 165.
Everyone's cooking chicken, and you're probably right. Maybe
salmonella.
Well, there's that TikTok. There's the guy on TikTok who's like eating raw chicken every day.
What?
Yeah, he's just like taking a whole chicken breast, or even sometimes like a whole raw chicken and just eating it.
Why?
Because his whole thing is he's gonna eat raw chicken every day until he gets a tummy ache.
How long has he been doing it?
I don't know, like a month now.
A month?
I think so.
Is that all he eats?
Well, hang on, let me. Raw chicken guy. He's eating raw chicken. Raw chicken experiment. Look up on Instagram. Raw chicken experiment. All one word. Yeah.
So okay.
So just scroll and click on one.
These are all chicken. These are all.
Click on.
To anyone listening, there's just a thumbnail of a man holding raw chicken in a park in an entire.
Click on that one there.
With the minions.
Yeah.
Oh, no sound. Every day until I get a tummy ache. This is for science. Don't try this.
So he eats the raw chicken.
Over a Nintendo Switch. How many eggs is that?
That's so many eggs.
Ew.
And then he drinks all of those eggs.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
This is a disgusting man. What the Ew,
So
dude.
then he drinks all of
What
the
is
eggs.
happening? What is going on? This is disgusting. I would rather look at like toenail fungus.
I think he drinks all of them.
Will you narrate to our listeners?
So he's drinking like an industrial-sized jar, like what you would see at a restaurant for mayonnaise.
I mean, like
what they would
250 ounces.
You could store a pitcher of tea for a wedding.
Yeah.
In this, or lemonade.
I hate this. You watch this? Do you follow this?
Yeah, I follow him.
He
yeah.
only made it halfway, so I'm not impressed.
Well, he just stopped filming. I think he ran out of time.
So this man is eating. Ew, this is disgusting.
So he's gonna for over 38 days. He's been doing
this
this.
is awful. Why
click
why are
on
you following
look
this?
at day 36.
Ew. I hate. Ew. I don't want to see that.
Chicken every day till I get a tummy ache.
I don't want to see the body. It makes me.
Well, just look away.
It's disgusting.
Oh, he's reaching into the chicken cart. He got me.
He got an egg inside the carcass of the chickens. A wacky.
He
man.
ate a raw egg right out of the chicken, and now he just is tearing.
Dude, ew, I don't want to see this. Gross.
So he's been doing this for over a month now, and he's fine.
So I can't watch this.
Yeah.
I truly cannot watch this.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
He has 424,000 followers. This man is just having his little wacky shtick of eating his raw chicken every day.
I will say that since I've seen him, while of course I
So
would
you're less
never,
scared?
I am less scared.
I don't know if that's smart. I don't know if that's a good enough reason to like.
Like I used to cook my chicken until it was 200 degrees because I was just like, I don't want to risk any
He's gonna be
salmonella.
one of those like, this couple was taking a selfie at the edge of a cliff. And they fell. And you're like, you fucking idiots trying to get social media clout. It's like, oh, I ate raw chicken for a year and then I died.
It's a science
Is
experiment.
it science?
I think it's a good
Is a
thing.
very smart science man.
I think for me,
What's the science? What are we learning from this?
having been nervous about cooking, I see no fucking problem with this. And if you see
If
a
he
problem
died
with
from this,
he's not going to die.
then why are you scared?
Exactly.
This is so stupid. I
Because
hate this.
I don't want to
I
get
hate
sick.
this.
I
This
don't
is
want to get
disgusting.
sick.
This is everything that's wrong with the internet.
This is nothing that's wrong with the
There is
internet.
no experiment here. This is just a man. We've run out
It
of
is
things.
an experiment.
We've run out of
You've been
things.
told your whole fucking life that if you eat raw chicken, you will get very sick.
Prove to
Without
me.
a doubt.
Prove to me.
Without fail. You will be sick. You will vomit. But that's not the case.
Prove to me he doesn't throw it up after.
Even if he did, the bacteria is in there. So even if he induced vomiting right
So
after
what is this movement? This is just encouraging
It's
everyone to
ju-
stop cooking their eggs and their chicken.
It's nice to know that you'll probably be fine.
You can see a lot of videos of people doing things you probably shouldn't do, and they survive.
It's not about
That's
like,
bad
oh,
logic.
now I can finally eat
Well, it
my
sounds
raw
like you
chicken
have peace
breast.
of mind.
I do.
You're gonna start eating raw chicken.
I'm not. I just don't want to have to worry about it getting exactly to
I'm
165.
furious.
There's no reason to be mad.
I'm so mad.
What if he was eating cooked chicken on social media? Would you be mad? If he was eating
Probably.
rotisserie chicken every day, would you be mad?
Yeah, I'd be very bored.
But you wouldn't be mad.
I feel like being bored is worse than being mad. That's a more. So yeah, maybe this is better
This is better.
because it's unique and he's got his little shtick. That's insane.
I think
We
what
should
he's
not be
doing
enabling this.
is a
We
noble
should not be
cause.
enabling this behavior. He's disgusting.
He's a nice guy.
Why?
We'd probably like him. You'd probably
I
like
probably would
him.
love him.
So
I
then,
would love him
so then, what's the problem?
because I hate it. It's gross. It's very gross to look at. I don't like it. But whatever. We're all just trying to get by and get our validation and affirmation every day on social media, and this is how.
I don't think that's what he's after.
Then what is he doing?
I think he just wants
He
to
would
do.
never do this without his 424,000 followers.
When I started following him, he had like a couple hundred. So he didn't know this was going to blow up. He had no
That
idea.
we live in a sick world.
Right.
My sister sent me a YouTube where someone cleans out the hooves of a horse. It's like for the people that like the pimple popper. But the horse has, it's just these people that have these sicknesses and they happen to have an audience and they
What do
don't
you think
realize it.
about pimple popping people?
It spook me.
Which is worse, somebody who follows Chicken Guy or who follows a pimple popping video channel?
Don't make me decide.
It's definitely the pimple poppers.
Or worse?
Yes.
Yes.
By orders of magnitude.
But also, like, I get tremendous satisfaction popping my pimples.
Well, sure, but you don't
So
get tremendous satisfaction watching someone else pop
I
their
haven't really
pimples.
watched one. There's a chance. I would like it.
We can show you.
No.
Yeah,
No.
because you know that it's terrible.
I will not. I'm just saying, good for him being his authentic. I can't stop. I gotta get this out of my face. I gotta go back to the Red Baron.
Yeah, just
We
make
would probably like him, but that doesn't mean I can't hate it. You know what I mean?
I think that it's wrong to hate it. I think it's mean.
I think it's mean.
Yes.
I'm mean?
I think you're mean.
mean?
I think you're mean for hating this guy.
This is crazy. I'm mean.
He's just doing his thing. He's not like, he didn't ask for clout. He just started doing this as an experiment.
I guess.
And now he's going to keep
And
going.
now I'm mean. I'm not saying anything.
I think it's a tremendous burden he's taken upon himself. He has to keep doing this every day until he gets sick.
Until he gets a tummy ache.
And now we'll know that, like, if you
Second episode of Black Mirror.
If you eat raw chicken for 100 days, you might get salmonella.
Like, even if he doesn't die, he's gonna like procreate someday.
He's not gonna die from
that's
salmonella.
That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna die, but imagine the babies he's gonna have. If he ever ejaculates in a...
Maybe they'd be the strongest babies in the world.
Or they'd be little baby chickens.
Can a normal person die of salmonella poisoning? I'm just asking ChatGPT right now, the source of all that is true. Yes, a normal person can potentially die from salmonella poisoning, although it's relatively rare, especially in healthy individuals. So he'll be fine.
Well, there's also the part of like, why is it? It's whatever. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. The internet really, really depends on my mood. Because if you caught me on like a Tuna Tuesday,
right,
I'd be like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. But you caught me today where I'm already having an existential crisis about momstagrams, moms with I'm in a very bad place about Instagram, and I think it's a poison place. But if you showed me on this another day, I'd probably think it's funny. But instead, we're yelling at each other.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
He's eating raw chicken. It's a cool. It's cool.
How did we get here?
Because we were talking about
DiGiorno?
DiGiorno. Yeah.
Oh, eating well.
Eating well.
What's easier, eating a raw chicken or eating a DiGiorno pizza?
Definitely eating a DiGiorno. Well, no,
20s?
eating a raw chicken is way easier because you just buy with the pizza. You have to go to the store, buy the pizza, take it out of the plastic, put it in the oven, preheat your oven. The raw chicken,
the act of eating it is much. There's preparation in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going through my phone. That's what it's called.
Just going through it.
Yeah, I was going through I use an app called Swipe Wipe that lets you go through your photos to clean them up because I have 110,000 photos and videos on my phone.
Do you swipe wipe front to back to front, or side to side?
Side to side, like
okay.
Tinder. Yeah, I emailed them about. I actually have the second most photos of anyone because they have a contest emails if you think so. I'm number 2, but I was going through and I saw a picture of my like shopping cart from. I wasn't even young. I was like 26. If you could just switch to my screen.
So this is your 26-year-old shopping cart.
Yeah, we have a Starbucks Frappuccino and Hershey's syrup, Dino, some Fruit Loops kind of thing. We have butter, Totina's Pizza Party, Totina's Pizza
Why did you
rolls.
have Frappuccino? Why did you have Starbucks Frappuccinos?
Boyfriend.
Okay.
I would never.
Okay.
But not like ideologically. They make me nauseous. But it's like I got some shaving cream. I wrote down because there's multiple photos. May I read you the list of what I bought on that shopping trip?
You have a whole list, or did you make the list from this?
I made a list from because there's multiple images.
Okay.
Please, may I read it to you?
Yes.
Okay. So I have Pop Secret popcorn, Teddy Grahams, Gatorade, salsa, Totino's Pizza Party, Totino's Pizza Roll, Dynabites, Hershey's, chocolate syrup, Coke, SpaghettiOs, stovetop stuffing, Lucky Charms, Werther's, chicken noodle soup, Starbucks Frappuccino, pastaroni, and then that's just the top layer. We don't know what's underneath. I think there's some Greek yogurt.
There was.
But like, what a life.
You're the shopping cart I make fun of.
Yeah.
When I go to the store, if I see that shopping cart, I'm like, oh my God.
Do you know who is a happier eater? That shopping cart's a happier person.
Yeah, but they're not.
That could be. They are when they eat. That's
when
not true
they
because you don't
eat.
feel good during the act of eating.
You're with really tasty, hyper palatable food. You get the most joy from that food from the first like 2 bites. Then after that, you don't even care. It's just like, you just put it into your body.
Just inhale it.
So it's like the joy. There is tremendous joy there, but it rapidly evaporates.
Maybe it's not tremendous joy as the absence of burden and death. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know. I miss the days of not caring, and we're a lot more health conscious. But then we're going to have kids. Our generation's having kids. Poor Gen whatever. I guess we're on the alpha. They're going to have to eat, like, they're never going to get the Lunchables or the sugar gummy peaches. They're going to get the knockoff bullshit. That's probably why they're so grumpy. These teenagers, it's like they're not getting real fruit snacks. They're getting all this bullshit of like fake imitation fun food.
Oh yeah, you think so? I think the new generations are getting the real stuff, probably.
No.
Yeah.
Like the pizza rolls? Or like the real food in its purest form?
Okay.
That's just not the shopping cart of a Gen Z. They're shamed out of eating like a disgusting garbage person.
Good.
But where's the joy in that? That's part of being in your 20s. It's just throwing it all away.
Yeah, but that's how you get like fat and IBS and Crohn's disease.
Deal with that later. Who cares? I don't know. I don't know anything about Gen Z. I'm out of touch.
I mean, I went through a whole period of my life where I would just like order loaded fries with cheese and bacon and like I think there were tater tots on the fries.
Hell yeah.
And like that was like a meal.
That's awesome.
And I wish that I didn't do that to myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Gen Z though, I think this is based on nothing, but I would imagine that they will be the healthiest generation.
Maybe. Or maybe because they rebel, they're like, fuck off with these goddamn cauliflower pizzas.
Right.
They're going to go in there and it's going to have a reverse effect. I don't know. I don't know anything about Gen Z. All I know is that I desperately want their approval.
You want their approval?
Oh, yeah. And
I guess, yeah, I want their approval. When I hear that they don't like skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
I've always thought they were so, I mean, not skinny, but I find them form-fitting and flattering.
Right.
And I'm like, I look like a loser with my fitted jeans.
But also, if you think about it, when we were in our early teens, skinny jeans weren't cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was, what do you call before being a teenager? A tween.
Yeah. We have an age difference, so it was cool when I was
young. Okay. So from like 8 to like 13 for me, skinny jeans weren't a thing.
Jinkos?
I mean, it was just big, normal, like Kmart jeans. Mm-hmm. That was fine. So, maybe they'll come around to it.
I hope so.
But I can see what you mean. Having their approval, like if they don't approve, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, but also like.
But if they're like, that's cool, I'm like, really?
Yeah, we have a Gen Z success story.
Oh yeah, we do.
We do.
So we went to a family dinner,
Chinese New Year,
to celebrate the Chinese New Year, and part of your family,
yes,
there is a Gen Z person.
A cool
Gen Z teen girl.
She dresses. She's cool. She has the image.
She's a cool Gen Z.
We know.
Yeah.
And we unprompted.
We're just sitting there like normal old people.
At the adult table.
We're at the adult table. We're all talking about stocks and bonds.
Yeah.
And then the cool teen
Walks over. Unprompted.
And
she's like, hey, you guys. And I'm like, what's she going to say to us?
What could she possibly have to say to us?
Yeah. She says, I'm speechless. I can't.
Well, I am too, but she's like, so my friend saw your video. I went to go show my friend your FEMA video.
Yeah, the one.
And that's our video where we start bleeding, and because the sound from the FEMA alert is killing us.
It's our best video. It's pinned on TikTok if you want to watch it.
She says, I was showing my friend your FEMA video, and he's like, oh, I already saw that and liked it and laughed at it because it was so funny.
That's all of the things he said.
And so she went to show her Gen Z friend, her cool Gen Z teen friend.
He's got to be cool.
And she's like, look at this. This is funny. And he's like, oh, I already saw that.
I already saw, oh yeah, big time on my For You page.
So he saw us and he laughed at us.
And it's like, it takes a build up. So it's not like a funny video immediately.
It's not.
He saw us. He didn't think we dressed lame. He found us compelling. He found us hot. He thought we were
thought we were both real hot.
And then he kept watching. So he's like, we were shit-eating grins for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe. Like, I would rather have that news than like Larry David, like, sure, oh yeah, big deal, my
cares?
comedic hero.
He's gonna die in 2 years.
Yeah, but Gen Z,
amazing.
So we were like talking about all the way home, and then I was like, can you tell me what happened so we can remember?
You like texted her to be like, can you please recount what you told me so I have evidence?
Yeah, because I need to remember this moment forever. Tell me
what happened again. I need proof.
Yeah.
And so
I'm gonna think this is like a fever dream.
So she texts you back.
Yeah. Is this camera me?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's me, but you can use.
Oh. No, I can only show my camera.
Yeah. Show the text.
Can you see?
Move it over in front of the lens.
Well, I can't.
It's
like that.
Well, that's way too close.
Is that? They just
lower.
No, now I've scrolled. Just trust us.
Just trust us. This happened.
This happened. I'm going to read the text out loud. This is our finest accomplishment for Oh Yeah Big Time, I would say.
Right.
Ever. She says, ha ha ha. Yeah, I think we were just hanging out somewhere, and I was like trying to find something my mom sent me, and she had sent me like a screen recording of it, and I showed it to my friend, and he was like, wait, I've seen that like on TikTok on his suggested or whatever. It was funny. Also, layer them.
We've been liked by a Gen Z kid. Okay.
I can't believe it.
It's amazing.
Also, the way it's phrased doesn't mean he thought it was funny. On his suggested or whatever, it was funny. This is all one sentence, by the way. So he saw it on TikTok.
Wait, you're saying it, he might not have thought it was funny?
Well, I don't.
He did.
He had to. Otherwise, he'd say, "That's a piece of shit video I saw on TikTok."
I saw that dumb shit already.
Yeah. Don't your aunt should die. So he loved it. Was his favorite video, I think. It's the best news.
It's the best news.
Yeah, I'm smiling thinking about it. I'm not even mad about the chicken guy anymore. You can show me the chicken guy.
We were like at the table and we're like, this is the best news we've heard all day. This is the best news we've ever heard.
Yeah. Like we elevated, we were disconnected from.
And the other adults are like, yeah. And I'm like, no, seriously, this is amazing. You have no idea.
They think we're doing it for effect to like get out from the teenager.
Yeah, right.
It's like, no, you don't understand. Like, we can shut down Oh Yeah Big Time now. Just knowing that
we're done.
He found it on TikTok organically, and also that she thought it was good enough to show him. That's two Gen Zers.
That's two Gen Zers with appeal too.
That's all we need. Male and female, we've got it all covered.
Yeah.
We can shut it down and get our Saturdays back.
So, but I guess I am a little intimidated by Gen Z.
Oh, I'm terrified. I think they're so scary.
When one approaches me, I'm like,
make eye contact.
It's so scary.
Because they know. They just know.
But then there's things where so they'll make fun of millennials for certain things. They'll make fun of our skinny jeans. They'll make fun of parting hair to the side.
What?
They'll make fun of
What
them.
do they say?
They'll say, that's stupid.
Dorks.
Yeah.
Stupid ass dorks and their dorky.
There's
Do they have a take on bangs?
I don't know. You'll have to ask them.
What does Gen Z think?
Who are you asking?
Google. Gen Z will simply grow out their hair in curtain bangs so their hairstyle will frame their face. You know what? I'm just going to stop there.
You are Gen Z.
I am Gen Z.
So.
Micro bangs. Sorry.
But they'll make fun of us for stuff.
Rude.
And I ran across this post of a Gen Z kid being like, my boss said she was going to be out of pocket. And I was like, girl, what are you getting into? And every time she says that, I think it's so funny.
Huh?
The phrase out of pocket to them means like out of the ordinary.
Came out of a...
Wacky.
Huh? Wacky? So,
to
to her, the teacher said, I did something wacky.
Right, like I'm gonna be going crazy this afternoon.
I'm gonna go
basically
fucking nuts this afternoon.
But so they'll make fun of us for thinking it means unavailable.
Thinking?
She's just being she's just going to be unavailable for the afternoon.
She says that, and then they're like,
but like
rude. What is
the phrase?
What is being out of a pocket mean to be unpredictable?
The phrase means unavailable.
Yeah, you're out of.
It rose in popularity with the use of mobile phones.
Right, we were at the
like
beginning.
my phone isn't going to be on my person, so my ability to communicate is literally going to be out of pocket.
That's not even an idiom. That's just a literal, statement. There's nothing to infer. It's just, and they think that's outrageous.
So I think there was this class. Class was going on. And this is a while ago. Gen Z is like 6 years old, and the principal comes in and he's like, "Okay, well, class, Miss Stevens is at the Occupy Wall Street rally today, so she's going to be out of pocket for the afternoon." And so one of the kids heard that, and he was like, "Oh my God, she's crazy!" And just ran with it.
Okay.
And just started telling kids that's what that means.
Hey, when you're
started using it like that.
If someone's maniacally completely out of their minds, they're out of their own pocket.
And that's fine. Like, language evolves, so that's fine. But also, it doesn't mean that your phrases don't also mean the things that they originally meant before you were confused.
You get to take ownership.
Your confusion altered the saying. And that's okay.
Now we're all confused.
But you can't treat us like saying it the way we were saying it before you were born is insane, is hilarious.
Right. That's so rude.
It's it angers my soul.
It angers. There's a level. Yeah, I have an aversion to all things slang. I have an aversion to being upset that someone doesn't know slang. I have an aversion to using slang. I just started using the term like fire. I won't say it, but like internally.
You say that?
Internally sometimes. Sometimes I've been like, that's fire. And I'm like 10 years late on that, and I will never say it out loud, and I will never give in. But you know what I mean? I will not. Have you ever heard me say slang for anything? Neither have you. But you know what I mean?
I'm not a slanger, yeah.
But I'm getting heated. I don't know what that is. It's the same thing. So
I'll hear 40-year-olds be like, that's based. What? Excuse you?
Were we told we were based?
We were told we were based, yeah.
And that's good.
That's a good thing.
Because to me, that just sounds you're very rooted in. I don't know. See, I can't do it. I can't engineer.
Well, to me, it comes across as like.
To me, it sounds like an insult.
The base of a soup, you know? It's like a chicken stock.
Like the chicken stock from Sprouts.
But that's a very basic ingredient. So to me, it could come across as the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah. When you told me that, I was like, I thought he was our friend, and here he is insulting us. We're basic. We're basing our basic. I don't know. Slang is. Yeah, I have an aversion. I don't. That's something to delve into later. I guess.
Yeah, I think it's cool that cool has just
Yeah.
That one is
That's
that one stuck
probably
around.
the like safest.
It's the safest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be here until the meteor comes.
Yeah.
Hmm?
But I guess it's normal to hate previous generations, but
Yeah.
I kind of don't get why.
There's always generation war both ways, just in perpetuity.
Gen X really escaped that, though. No one hates Gen
No one
X.
hates. Sometimes they might be like they're dorky or something, like they were. But at worst, they get like they're irrelevant. There's no blame for anything. They're
Right.
just they honestly probably had the best era.
Gen Z blames shit on millennials. Millennials blames everything on boomers. Most millennials, they think that the world started with boomers.
Yeah, the beginning of
The beginning of time
Big
was
Bang.
boomers.
Yeah.
Gen Z
God
thinks
created the
boomer
earth.
means anyone who they think is old.
yeah, or probably
They don't even
boomers.
know that boomer is
That there's like a
the
range.
baby boon whole generation. They don't
Baby
even know
boon.
that.
Yeah, they're just like anyone that is old, which is basically we're probably boomers to them. I should ask my niece if we're boomers.
I think Gen Z will call millennials boomers sometimes.
I will lose my mind.
You don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I won't take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out of pocket.
Got a pocket base.
Yeah. I'm gonna base you with my pockets.
Cap. Isn't cap? It's not,
No cap that's based.
no cap. Cap has a meaning of like guns or. I just feel like no cap. I don't know what cap means. What
No-
does it mean?
No one knows.
No
They're just
cap?
saying stuff.
No. But I'm like, I need to recenter.
But I don't get why millennials hate boomers so much. I was like scrolling through the internet the other day, and like there's this guy my age like talking about how terrible boomers are. It's like what are you talking about? There was a video of a woman saying, she's like an old lady. She's like, I don't know why they hate the boomers so much. What did we do wrong? And it's like, you have a great point, lady. You were just a bank teller for 30 years, and now everyone hates you because of when you were born.
Yeah, that's not okay. Because, I mean, we can attribute many things to that era, but it's like politicians and corporate. It's not.
It's
the
like
bank
grabbing a
teller.
grocery store manager by the shirt collar and being like, why is there so much sodium in DiGiorno pizza? It's like, you're blaming the wrong guy. He didn't do that.
I'm picturing in that shirt. Just picturing.
Yeah, in this shirt. In my wacky shirt, yeah.
Yeah, it's Miss Guy. I mean, there's genuine. I think there's valid, irritation towards what has happened, but
Sure, but it's not because
misdirected.
so if you think for 2 seconds that if you weren't born when the boomers were born, that you wouldn't be part of what was
whatever.
normal for them,
Yeah.
you're an insane person. You would be like them. If you were born when they were born, you would be like them.
Well, because we're being that now.
Yeah.
In the future, we're gonna the boomers. It's like fucking we got student debt and can't get houses and we're in war, whatever. Like our generation is gonna be like, oh, the climate, oh, AI, social media. Like,
Yeah,
we're
Gen
not
Z is-
protecting anybody.
Gen Z's grandkids are going to blame them for AI. And they're going to be like, I worked
we were
at,
just there.
yeah, I worked at a
Yeah.
grocery store.
So you can't be mad at boomers if you're gonna be like, we're the end of civilization. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Like,
If anything, we should be mad at the generation who was alive during the Industrial Revolution. That's who we should hate.
yeah, if you want to hate capitalism,
The boomers didn't start all of that.
No, they're just bank tellers.
Yeah, they're just walking around.
And they're not all doing great. I mean, they act like they're all living these lavish lifestyles.
Right.
It's like,
Every millennial thinks that every boomer has a giant mansion.
yeah, that they got for $100,000, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Like that's not the word. That's not real. You're
that's
making
another,
stuff
like,
up.
That's another. I hate slang in any sort, because I hate Karen, and I hate okay boomer. I have like a physical,
Right.
I don't know where that comes from.
There was another. There was one like that for. It was like shit. there was nice story, bro. Remember that? Nice story, bro.
I threw around a couple cool story bros in my day.
Well, sure, but it's like...
At least it's a cool story. It's not a nice story.
It's the opposite. Is it cool story, bro?
No, I think there's a nice... Maybe cool story.
Cool.
I know it's not...
It was cool story, bro. Yeah, that was
story,
it.
bro.
Cool story, bro. That was something people said. And it's like, you didn't make that up. You didn't make up Okay Boomer. You didn't make up Karen.
So stop
Why you saying it like you did?
That's why the sauna Nazi got on my nerves.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're not clever. No one's clever. Everyone stop talking. Let's just go into our little shells and eat raw chicken.
But I'm fine with like shitting on, politicians and corporations all day long.
Nuts.
But our elderly friends and family, they didn't actively do the things that we're mad at boomers for doing.
I'm with you.
Like one day Jen Florptarp or whatever the fuck it is.
That will be the name.
They're gonna blame everything on us for sure. And I don't know, I just had Napster and MySpace and then I'm here and everything's scary. Like that's what's going to happen.
It's true. There's always going to be eternal warfare but it's like an accepted form of warfare.
Right.
You can't be racist.
It's
ableist,
okay to hate someone.
You can be an ageist.
You can't even be an ageist, but you can hate someone based on when they were born.
Generationalist.
You can be a generationalist.
Yeah.
For sure.
Very accepted behavior.
And again, if you were born when a boomer was born, you'd be a boomer.
Yeah, there's nothing.
And you wouldn't be the special savior of the boomers who came along and forced them to repent and turn from their wicked ways and do the right thing as an entire generation. You wouldn't be that person.
No, you'd be a nobody.
You'd be like, I miss drive-in theaters. That's what you would say.
Yeah.
Those were nice. So don't hate people based on when they were born. Yeah. Hate people for what they do and who they are and what they look like.
And how, yeah.
So.
Yeah. We talk about aging a lot, but aging's weird. I have one of my favorite people in the world that has always been like 20 to me.
Yeah.
For he just had his 30th birthday. It's like, no, you can't move and you can't join our club. You're too, because if you're old and then I'm like really old.
Right,
you know what I mean? But we were invited to a cool
cool person's 30th birthday party. So, like, that felt nice.
Genuinely, probably the coolest person we know.
He's so cool.
He's so cool. I can't even. We do not deserve to be his friend.
So cool.
But we were invited. I guess he didn't technically invite us, but they allowed us to be in his presence.
Yeah.
So it was a surprise party, and
his girlfriend invited us.
Yeah, and she's super cool.
And she's cool.
Man.
Wow.
Let's just look at the ceiling while we think about how cool they are. But so we were like nervous because the last time we were invited to like something big that wasn't just like two friends that we see all the time was a wedding. I don't know what happened at that wedding, but I led you astray on the wardrobe.
Yeah, you did.
But I don't remember why or how I did that.
So we're like going to a wedding.
Again, a cool wedding.
And I was like, I need to go get like a shirt and a tie. And you're like, no, you don't. Just dress like you're going on a cruise ship. And she made me wear... You kind of did. You kind of made me wear a shirt basically like this to a wedding. And so we show up and she's like, it won't be that formal. It won't be that formal. People will be wearing clothes like that.
I don't know why I thought that.
And I show up and everyone's in a full-blown tuxedo.
Yeah, we're walking. It was in parks or somewhere. And we're like... I don't remember anything about where we were, but they had little shops.
Yeah.
But it was like outdoor.
And they just had
I had no idea where we were.
They had like Eddie Bauer polos.
Yeah. And we're like, maybe we can find something here because we're seeing all these tuxes everywhere.
And no.
Oh my God, I still feel guilty. I'm sorry for my crazy laugh, but it's so like.
No, I just imagine imagine an entire wedding full of like
beautiful
women are wearing these beautiful flowing dresses.
Like they've been planning for this for months.
And every man is wearing like a nice suit with they've got the handkerchief so they can sneeze into it
politely.
And I just show up wearing this shirt basically.
I'll upload the photo and post because
I was very out of place.
I felt so bad. I don't know what's wrong with me. I wasn't trying to make you look stupid. I don't know.
I'll just go with my gut from now on.
Yeah, never listen to me. We've only been invited to one other wedding where we got stuck.
We got lost.
We got somewhere someone got married at the same venue we got married at.
And there's like this trail that runs up around.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we went through the trail. We're like, oh, let's go look around. It's pretty. And then like they started doing the toast to the bride and groom, and the exit for this trail we were on is at the stage where they're doing the toast.
Yes, we had to
stay up there the whole time.
Yeah, we just like stayed, and eventually we still had to like weave through, right? Remember we had to go through still.
Yeah,
it wasn't as much attention, but it was still like center of attention.
Yeah, we waited till like a big applause, and we're just we came down the trail just like. Yeah.
I've got a bad but we're not. Some people like our friend right now is in Florida at a wedding. Some people are like invited to weddings all the time. People are invited to weddings all the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to have a dress code at ours, so I projected that chillness to this wedding.
It's okay. I mean, it's fine.
But I feel crazy for how hard I was laughing, but the horror of that moment, just like, because it's so terrifying how I can't reverse engineer that logic. I don't know why I thought that.
It's okay.
It's probably because I liked my dress, and I was like, well, then you should wear something bright. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know, but we did that. So then this party had a death to your 20s theme.
It was like dress like you're going to a funeral.
Yeah.
In the 1940s.
And then they lightened the standards.
They lightened the 40s thing, but it was just like dress black.
Yeah. So but again, panic over dress code.
Yeah.
Because then, he's like, you'll be fine in a t-shirt. And then you're like, oh, I'm not doing the wedding.
Not doing the t-shirt.
And I was like, no, they'll definitely think the t-shirt's fine. And
they would have, but I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, so I got a dress. We went out. We got it felt fancy to me. But I was very anxious, and everything I was worried about kind of happened, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So we were...
I mean, even if everyone turned around and looked at us and said, you're stupid, it would have just been like...
Yeah, we know.
It would have been fine.
Yeah. We got there, and they're cool. We just didn't know what to do, and like... It's also hard because I don't drink anymore. So, because if I'm drinking, I'm fine.
Right.
I'll side hug you and ask how you've been.
How you been?
Super slammed, but yeah, we're sober and we're like, we can't. There's this big table. There's nowhere to sit. So I'm like freaking out. Like, what do we?
And there's nowhere to like really be.
Yeah.
There's a big family style table in the middle of the room that no one's sitting at, and then everyone's along the edge.
And they're little like cliques.
Right. So there's like nowhere to really like be.
And we saw some friends to catch up, but
so we're like standing around talking, like, hey, talking to people.
Yeah.
And then the social miracle happened. This is a lesson that I can't believe I've gone this long in my life without having learned.
This is a masterclass.
Everywhere that you go, make sure that you have brought a little ring. And you're going to learn why you need to keep this little ring on you. So we're standing around, and all of a sudden, a guy's like, hey, everybody, I dropped a ring, and it like, I have no idea where it went. And so we're all helping him look for this ring. This took us from standing around doing nothing to suddenly, as a collective group, we're all looking for this ring.
With our flashlights.
We've all got our flashlights. We're all tilting chairs around and stools and lifting up tables.
I'm re-looking in areas I've checked because you still have your vicinity. You can't go into someone else's searching space.
Right.
Like, then you're like
You've
saying
got
they
that
can't do
quadrant,
it.
yeah.
And they're like, oh, you think I can't handle this? So we're all like, and then we're the only person that brought him a gift, or at least a gift bag. And
This is unrelated to the ring.
no, it's not.
Okay, yeah.
We were like, what if it went in our bag?
We brought a gift
What
bag.
if this is like a Curb Your Enthusiasm? Because he's like, I didn't see where it went. It's like, what if it went into our bag, and then later our friend's gonna open his presents, and then I'm gonna be like, you stole my ring.
You stole my ring because you can give it to him.
Yeah, I was very afraid of that. So, but it was a social miracle because we're all just pretending to look for. I mean, I guess we weren't. I was pretending. I really wasn't looking at all.
No one was. We were all just like,
I was moving because it was a very dim room, we might mention.
Right.
So yeah, all these flashlights. It was a meat, but eventually that ran its course, and I was hungry.
Yeah, everyone gave up. But you could just bring a ring, put it in your pocket, say that you dropped it.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking around, and then later on, you could just grab it out of your pocket, reach your hand onto the floor,
true.
and pull up the ring.
I found it, everybody, and I think, did we cheer? I feel like
we cheered.
I feel like there was a cheer.
There was a big cheer,
yeah.
but it brought the group together.
Right.
It gave us something to do.
There's
it was a
many
fantastic.
benefits.
Yeah.
I am very grateful to that man.
So, if you know us and you're listening to this, forget that we, because if somebody like sees us out and we're like, I dropped a ring, they're gonna be like, okay, you asshole.
Oh.
I'm not looking for that. But
yeah.
And just
we're gonna have to be like,
join in, pretend, and we'll all come together.
We'll do that for you.
So,
but that ran its course.
Yeah.
So then we're like, I'm hungry. I can't eat in front of people at this dinner table.
Right.
So
we're not going to sit at this family style table by ourselves.
Yeah.
And eat. So we go outside, this is like a private event room. We go out of the private event room to the main bar to order food. And then we get our food and we're eating it.
And we're very distraught because there was cat accessories in the brewery. Right?
Yeah, there was.
We don't have to talk about that, but.
Well, just in, when you go to a brewery and they've got the big giant like metal steampunk barrels that have tubes and stuff going everywhere, and it's all for show. They're not using any of that stuff.
Nothing's in there.
There's nothing going on in there.
Yeah.
But they have all these like cat toys in a litter box and like a brush, and it's like that's proof that none of that's really doing it. You wouldn't be making beer and also have a cat shit and piss next to where you're making the beer.
You would hope. Otherwise, that's very bad. So we're consumed with that. I have a potato intolerance, the only person in the universe. We find my quesadilla has potatoes in it. So we're just like eating fried pickles, trying to investigate. And then we hear, surprise! We're like...
Yeah, we're just eating and all of a sudden we hear like... And then we realize we missed
the whole purpose we were there,
part,
which I would still like to see that video. We showed up early as to not miss the surprise, but then you're still waiting because I can't tell them about the surprise. They're like, he's still drinking downtown. So then it's like, you're just watching. So we thought we had time and we missed the whole, but overall, I would say is a success.
It was a success though. So
it was. I recently discovered a big source of, and it's weird that I'm now just, I discovered a big source of my social anxiety. This all started at the sauna, as all things on Oh Yeah Big Time do.
On Sonicast.
Because we were going into the gym, and I was like, holy shit, that man looks like our dentist.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, that did not look like our dentist.
And you're like, we've seen him?
Yeah.
Like,
we've seen him like every morning for like a year and a half.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I think I remember the guy that looks like our dentist who doesn't look like our dentist.
He does not
according
look like
to you.
Our dentist.
I thought he was a dead ringer for our dentist. Dead ringer?
Yeah.
That's probably right. So then I'm like, that's weird. And so then we just begin this journey where it's like point out people in the sauna that I've seen before. And it's like you're like...
Yeah, because you're like, I've never seen him in my life. And it's like, yeah, we've seen him all the time. And you're like, who else have I not seen? Point out other people that we've seen to see if I remember having seen them.
And you do. We text each other sometimes in the sauna, or you tap.
Yeah.
And he's like, you've seen that guy every day for very long.
Right. Yeah. The neck tattoo.
So I'm like, I don't believe you. I would remember these. And then I'm like, would I remember these people? And then suddenly all at once, just everything came together all at once. I've always known I'm bad with faces, but when people are like, I'm bad with And it's like, you don't know what that means to be bad with faces. You know what I mean? I thought this was like a reasonable level of bad with faces.
Like for you, every face is just static.
It's nothing. Suddenly everything's connecting from my whole world because I'm thinking about all the times we've gone out to bars and like someone says hi to me. It happens every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time I've been with you and someone's like, Leah, hey, ha, 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 funny, ha, and they talk, and then they leave, and Leah's like, I don't know who that was.
I know one of our I want to apologize to anyone I've seen in public because I probably didn't recognize you. There's one that stands out. I don't want to talk about it, but every time you're like, who is it? I have no idea. And they're not like acquaintance, like Instagram. I know they're a friend, like a real friend. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, then I'm like connecting all these times I've been scared to go out because I know that I'm going to see people that I don't recognize.
And just as as sort of a safeguard, it's not like she doesn't remember you because she doesn't like you. I have been on, like, she's been on a dog walk and I'll like grab another dog to meet up with her. I'm her husband. We are married. We see each other every day.
Oh my God, that's true.
And you don't recognize me until I'm like 5 feet away from you.
And I never recognize.
And I'll like be waving at her and she's like, who's this man waving at me?
This is not an exaggeration. You've experienced it.
Yes.
And I actually don't recognize you. I recognize the dog and then like your shoes.
Right.
So yeah, realizing like I recognize people by their clothes and not how they look. And then I'm like, we have 3 neighbors.
So I could just switch me out with somebody else one day.
And when you got your voice, so they'd have to not talk.
That's true. But yeah.
It's a real problem.
Don't take it personally.
Please.
It's not like you're forgettable or you have so little of an impact.
Yeah.
That she doesn't remember you.
That's where the fear is because it insinuate that they're not important or don't.
Right. But that's not what it is.
Because if I know who it is, I could tell you lots of stuff about conversations we've had, and stuff like that. So yeah, and then I found my community on Reddit. It's called propagnagia or something. Propagnagia or facial blindness, and then I like find my community. People are like, I don't see faces in dreams, and then I'm like, I don't either. And then it's like, oh, that's weird, you know. And then it's like threads on like, how do normal people remember what people look like? And someone's like, my husband just like recognizes people. He doesn't have any hacks, he says. He tells me that he just recognizes people.
Yeah.
So it's like this little community of like, what do people do? Because we all have hacks with voices. Or like if someone cuts their hair, you don't recognize them or if they're wearing different clothes. So then, I go to I don't go to the neurologist for this. But she's like, yeah, you do. But then it's like, well, could we do anything about that? But it's just like, no, this is just...
That's just you.
It's the wiring, and I'm great at dogs. I recognize dogs at the dog park. I can see one dog once, and I know who it is, you know? But it's a different part of the brain for some social evolution, whatever. But, yeah, it's bad. It's neighbors. I don't recognize our next-door neighbor. He's never going to listen to this.
No.
I don't recognize him. I don't recognize our neighbors, and I see them all the time.
Yeah.
So... Yeah,
we were watching a show the other day, and you're like, does he look like our neighbor? And I'm like, no.
Oh, and I couldn't let it go. I was like, because I do.
And finally, he had like a hat and sunglasses on and was looking down, and I was like, there, he kind of could look like our neighbor. Like, if our neighbor was wearing that, maybe that would be him.
Right.
But they didn't look alike.
Yeah, I keep saying, like, oh, that guy probably looks like that. And you're like, no.
Right.
So it's really nice that we have a good relationship because if we didn't, I would think you're gaslighting me all the time because the certainty that I feel, like the Zarko underwear guy, I got his ethnicity wrong.
Yeah.
I got everything about him wrong. If I didn't trust you, I just think you're trying to fuck with me and do some like psychological warfare. So please know about this, about me. And if we saw someone at the gym who we love, he came up and he said his name. He's like, hey, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a man. I was like, thank you. Like,
right.
If you ever see me anywhere, just say your name, even if I know you.
Hey, it's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because it makes me scared to go out.
Right. Because you don't want to be in that situation.
Because I'm like, not like I'm cool. I'm just kind of recognizable, I think, with my I have my own shtick. So I freak out when people recognize me and I don't know who they are. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Say your name. Say your name.
I'm not stuck up. I'm just scared.
All right. Well, it's time
to
guess what we saw. That's right, because we did see something, and if you guess what it is, you'll win the $500. Go to ohyeahbigtime.tv/guess to read the rules, see how it all works, but you can submit your guesses there. And hooray.
Hoorah.
We do have one guess this week.
All right.
I'll take that. And that guess... Stop it.
The vibe changes a lot between these.
Yeah.
So
our next, this week's guest comes, this week's one guest comes from listener David.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
And David's question is, does the thing you saw have wheels? Well, David, the answer to the question, does the thing you saw have wheels, is... Yes.
That's
Yes.
a real that was a good
It does.
that was a good guess.
It does have wheels.
Yeah.
So now you know.
He's a really good guesser. Let me
Yeah.
say he's done a lot of
guys.
Yeah.
He's carrying the weight. I mean, if he's gonna, if he doesn't guess the thing that we saw and somebody else wins it, I will feel bad.
Yeah, I will I don't know what I'll do. David, you have to get it. 'Cause
You have to get it.
I've thought about that a couple times.
Like
throughout
some
the
new
past couple-
listener comes in and just swoop guesses it. Yeah.
But it's in the rules. It's possible.
So the thing we saw does have wheels. You haven't officially guessed what that thing is,
Well,
but you're getting
Tremendous
hotter,
progress, yeah.
and you're making it happen.
I'm honestly, I'm not disappointed, but this is a good guess.
Yeah.
I
So thank you for guessing.
No calls, right?
No calls. No calls.
I think maybe they don't like it, but I also think because our episodes are not as on time, we just keep having errands. Like,
Keep having stuff to do.
it just keeps happening. And then I feel like we're unreliable. So it's like, I'm not going to call people that can't, But it's like oil change. Oh, we can't podcast yesterday because I have to go get an oil change.
That is true. We were going to do it yesterday, but then it's like we've been putting off this oil
For
change.
months.
It said in the car, like, maintenance required. And it's like, it's going to be fine. And I keep checking the oil just to be sure that it's not like crazy low or that it's not like black soot,
But
which it was
reached
fine.
That point.
But it finally got to the point where it's like, we have to do this. I'm sick of putting it off. And just seeing that alert in the car is terrifying.
Yeah.
Every time you turn around, it's maintenance. Fuck.
Because it's not even a suggestion. It's like
It's required.
required.
So yeah, finally got the oil changed.
You sound like you were having a delightful time. I did not go, but
Well, I like going to. So some people are like, why don't you just change it yourself? Why don't you just do your own oil change?
I don't feel that way at all. Yeah.
And it's like, sure, I could, but it's not that much cheaper. And you have to deal with all this oil.
Yeah.
You pour the oil like into a pan. Then you have to like pour it from the pan into all these fucking milk jugs. We don't even buy milk. So there's nowhere to put
Is there
this
actually
oil.
milk jugs?
People do that, yeah.
Okay.
People use milk jugs. There's also
We're
like
gonna put in our cartons.
there's also like separate like disposal oil pans that you can buy, but then you're spending like $20. So by the time you do that, you could have just gone to fucking Jiffy Lube.
It's true.
And so that's what I like to do. I like to go to Jiffy Lube.
I try not to go to Jiffy Lube, but I never make it. I procrastinate so much I have to go.
And then even if you do have what do? You take the oil to O'Reilly's and you're
Wait,
like,
is that what you?
I have this for you. And they're like,
Cool.
yes. And then they take it. Why?
And you feed it to your dogs instead.
Yeah. Just pour it into your
What do you
garden.
do with the oil? We had gasoline. Yeah, it's very cumbersome. You gotta just have someone do it.
So just go to Jiffy Lube and ignore all the things you're trying. They're like, I found. They try to like sell you on air filters at Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
That's the big, and stupid people, people who don't know
What?
about cars, they'll just be like, okay, you'll say yes to anything.
What do you mean?
Just like,
Are you not supposed? What do you mean about air filters?
So what they do is they'll pull out an air filter, and I think some of them even legitimately have like air filter props if they sense that you don't know.
Is this true?
Yes.
No.
They'll pull out an air filter
do you have any
that's
proof
not
of
even
this?
for your car, and
Are
it's
you
like
sure?
it's like filled with like pine needles and hornets nests and like old food from a sink strainer. They just dump it into this air filter, and they're like, "This is your air filter. We found it. Do you want us to change it for you? Because this is pretty clogged up, as you can see." And you're like, "Yeah, it's got like carrots and green beans and old chicken."
Are you saying it's stupid because you could just...
Changing air filters is so easy. And air filters are so cheap.
I have always had... I am the person you're talking about.
They're overcharging you a lot for your air filters.
I don't know where it goes.
That's where they're making their money.
Yeah.
Is on these fake air filters.
Because it's like, yeah, that's disgusting, please. Wow,
Yeah.
I am the one you hate.
Well, I don't hate you. I'm just saying,
disgust you.
don't get there. Don't let them change your air filter.
Even knowing this, I'm still, if I were, I don't know where anything goes. I'm not going in there. I'll just have them do it. It's so scary to me. Is it the hood of the car? Is it under the hood of the car?
Changing your air. Yeah, it's in the hood, but there's also like a cabin air filter. So
I don't know what that means.
you can change your own. Just look up how to change air filter.
I can't.
And then your car.
I open YouTube and then I'm like, that doesn't match my car, and I don't know the
But
configuration.
that's why you look up your car.
I don't. Ooh, I'm getting anxiety thinking about it. I'm glad I have you. Was someone getting? Did that work while you were there? Someone getting air filters?
Well, some guy is like, I go into the Jiffy Lube. I sit down. I tell them what I want. I go in, I sit down, and they don't even try to sell me the air filter.
Really?
They don't even try.
This man is so
I'm marked in the
manly
system.
and mechanic.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a tier 2.
He's only here for the convenience.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm sitting down, and there's this guy in an ill-fitted suit who looks like he doesn't even know how to tie his shoes, but he's in a suit and he has a job, and he's just on his phone. And he's got an Apple Watch, the Ultra. So he's not...
It's like $1,000 or something.
So he's not like, he's not struggling too hard.
Yeah.
With an Apple Watch Ultra. So he's just like sitting there on his phone, and the Jiffy Lube guy comes in, and he's like, Brian? And guy's just like, what? And he goes up to the counter, and the Jiffy Lube guy's like, so we checked your air filters, your engine air filter's great. Your cabin air filter isn't there. And the guy's like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, well, like the cabin air filter, the spot where your cabin air filter goes, there's nothing there. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, he's like getting dizzy. He's so disturbed with his information. He's like, oh my God, is this caused damage? And the Jiffy Lube goes, oh no, it wouldn't cause damage.
Yeah.
It's just like the air filter for your air conditioning where the AC blows out. The filter for that air is just the spot where that goes. There's nothing there. And he's like, oh my God. So what's something like that going to run me? And Jiffy Lube guy is like, well, it's like $20-$30. Just put one in. He's like, oh, okay. But he obviously had no idea what any of that meant.
Sweat everywhere and through a suit, and
yeah, you would have thought they were like your engine is full of maggots, and we found a body in your gas tank. And he's like, oh my God, how did this happen? Oh my God. So, but he had no idea what was going on.
yeah.
They clear that up. He goes and sits down, and then like later they're like, Brian again. And he's like, and then he goes up to the counter, and they're like, so your total's gonna be $162.98 and blah blah blah. And so he pays, and then out of nowhere, Brian, I don't know if that's his name.
It is.
But Brian's like, oh, but do you guys happen to change the tire pressure filter? And the Jiffy Lube guy is like,
Even I know to laugh. That's great.
tire, what do you mean? And he's like, well, yeah, like the tire pressure. You got do you guys just change your tire pressure? And he's like, there's no tire pressure filter. And he's like, okay, well, I'll just check next time. That's what he said. And then like he leaves.
It's out of stock.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll just check next time. Like, what are you going to check next time? You're going to ask him the same question again?
Yeah. Oh, Brian.
Poor Brian.
I mean, I'm pretty bad, but it sounds like Brian's worse than I am, and that's really saying something. I understand the panic because I still don't. It's one of the most important things you can learn with the least amount of time. I still don't know how cars work, so every time I go in, it's a mystery. I assume it's going to be $800, and then I'm like, "What? A radiator? I still don't know. A radiator is going to cost me $1,000."
The radiator would be pretty pricey.
Yeah. But then it's like. Yeah, it's just everything's going to be $800. And then when it's more than that, it's like, I already have low expectations. You can't blow my low expectations. The world is scary when you don't know stuff, but that's completely in your control.
Yeah, I mean,
To know that
you don't
there's
have
no
to be
tire pressure.
you don't have to be a mechanic to just like know how. Like if somebody said there's no filter in your furnace, you wouldn't be like, oh my god, fuck. You'd just be like, oh shit. Well, let's put one in.
Can you show me where to put it? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Brian.
Poor Brian. But
Poor Brian.
I love Jiffy Lube. I think it's what a weird little world they have, Jiffy Lube.
World?
It's a whole world. First of all, they have like their own TV channel. It's just for Jiffy Lube. Yes.
Did I just scream that? Oh.
I don't know.
It just was loud. Continue.
Yeah, they have their own like TV channel. And they'll be like, we're rebuilding the carburetor of a 1962 Camerlay. And you're like, first of all, no one at Jiffy Lube knows what that means. Mm-mm. And that what I said is not real, but
yeah.
If it were, no one, the stuff that's on Jiffy Lube TV or whatever they call it, it's like car aficionado stuff. People who are really into cars, they're not at Jiffy Lube.
It's only for their waiting rooms. Like
yes, I mean you can't be like, what's on Jiffy Lube TV?
But that's so crazy. That's someone's job to like, I don't know.
They do all this programming. Yeah. It's crazy.
Huh.
But it's very like car efficient. But then, when you go out to your car, they'll be like, "Come take a look at," and then you go out, but then you look down, and there's like this whole city in the Jiffy Lube floor. There's like where they drive the car over. There's like a whole city down there.
Little gnomes. I don't know the word I'm thinking of.
It's like there's all these men under there like eating lunch and listening to music. And do they just live there? What are they doing down there?
How do they get down there? Do they look like they're having a good time?
Are all the Jiffy Lubes connected through underground tunnels?
They work different shifts at different ones because that'd be good to know.
They don't even work. They just when Jiffy Lube closes, they just close the garage doors and crawl down into their holes.
Yeah, and take a little nap on the concrete.
Yeah, it's like those underground sewer cities.
Yeah.
But it's just Jiffy Lube.
I guess it's oil.
They have a whole little society and their own currency.
That'd be kind of a fun documentary, I think. The cities, the tunnels of the Jiffy Lube.
Yeah, I would love that. So
they seem like they're having an okay time.
But just go to Jiffy Lube, get your oil changed. Don't try to do it yourself. If you're one of those guys doing it yourself, you're wasting all your time.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I avoid. Well, yeah, I avoid all of it if I can. But the last time I went to a Jiffy Lube was not related to a car oil change. Having a hard time using my words.
Okay.
The last time I went to Jiffy Lube, there was this horrible. There are no words in the English language for how bad my car smelled. Truly, I cannot. I'm like revisiting this place where there are no words. It is the most foul, horrible. You could smell it outside of the car, like approaching the car.
You could smell it from outside of the car.
And like I can't even. I'm like I need to take a second to think because it was so bad. It was so bad. I could not figure out the smell. And then my friend's like, "Come down to like our, car place in Utah County." And I was like, "You don't understand. I cannot drive. Like, I had to drive like 5 minutes to work, and that's as much as I could do. I had a mask. I was going to give a ride to somebody.
Pre-COVID, so.
Yeah, like someone was going to get a ride from me, and then it's like, they'd rather walk because it's this horrible rotting smell. So I go to Jiff because I don't know anything about cars. It makes no sense what I've done because I also went to like Advanced Auto Parts. They're not going to know. But I was like, there's something's wrong. And then they're like, okay, we can take a look at it or whatever. And then, I'm waiting and probably watching Jiffy Lube TV. And then they're like, well, we know there's a dead animal. We just don't know where it is.
So you have a dead animal in your car, and we
That's what they're saying.
can't find
And
it.
they're like, we have looked everywhere. And I think we went to Advent, which is stupid as I'm saying that, but they like looked. Everyone's looking, and everyone's like, there's definitely a corpse, and we don't know where it is. And I'm like, I'm driving around inhaling like this fucking dead corpse. Like, I was ready to get rid of that car. It was so bad. And then everyone searched inside and out and inside. Like, everyone has searched thoroughly. And then someday I just find it. It's a little bag of what was once frozen brine shrimp from the pet store.
Well, they're like looking for a raccoon. That's why they didn't find it.
Yeah, but it's a white bag.
Yeah, but they're not thinking like, oh, there's a
rotting
bag of brine shrimp.
Yeah, but none of us found it. I was ready to torch that car. I can't. So it was so embarrassing because it was cruel to even make them look into it. And then semi-recently, something smelled in our car. And we were getting really bad headaches in our car.
Every time we got in the car, we're like, something smells bad and I have a headache.
Yeah, but it's like, what?
And I'm dizzy.
What could it be? Because it's like, am I dizzy? Am I actually dizzy or am I, you know what I mean? Because like, surely my car could not be making me dizzy. We do that for quite a while. And then eventually, because we couldn't find anything. Finally, we find it's this ammonia from the pet store. That's like a liquid and it spilled everywhere. And it's just, there's no manual to being a fish owner. They're always like, get your kids fish. It's the least responsibility you're ever going to have.
Just don't leave anything you get for the fish in your car.
Yeah, which I guess most people probably don't have a hard time, but if you're scatterbrained like me, you're going to have a stinky, noxious, potentially lethal car. More dangerous than salmonella.
I just can't imagine if I smelled something in my car being like, I'm going to Jiffy Lube.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
You don't have to go to that, but
I am stupid. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't even.
I mean, at least they're there.
Because also when you don't have money, it's like I can't go to a mechanic.
Yeah.
Like a proper mechanic. It's just like, I'll just swing by the Jiffy Lube. And because you think if it's a dead animal, it'd be pretty quick to spot.
Well, I think it's about time to wrap up. But before we go, there is something that we ran across on the internet this week.
Yeah.
That has truly taken our lives by storm.
Yes.
It has consumed a large amount of our time and our resources when we discovered this person.
To an irrational level.
Now, you might know, and you might have seen some of these people on the internet where they're like financial gurus. Mm-hmm. And they claim to have all the answers. And if you just follow their program, then you can be rich.
You can have your own private jet.
And we found someone who is one of these characters. He's from Utah.
He's from Utah County, which is where I originate.
So he's from Utah, and he's one of these financial gurus. But most of these guru type personalities are ridiculous and like obnoxious.
Yeah.
But this guy is a comedic genius.
It's incredible.
He is one of the funniest people on the internet. And I don't know if he knows this. I'd like to believe that he is playing a character.
Yeah.
Because he's so obnoxiously terrible. And his name is Kris Krohn.
With some K's. Those are K's.
Yeah, like Kris.
Yeah.
Krohn.
Correct.
Kris Krohn.
Kris Krohn.
And Kris Krohn
He's our favorite comedian.
He is insanely great.
There's too many videos to go. It chose a couple to go through, but I mean, his whole page. If you want to have a good time, you can click on any video, and it's incredible.
You're gonna laugh. Like you're gonna laugh.
So, I don't know if it's. I don't think it's.
Let's just dive into the videos.
Just dive into it.
What do we have?
So he's always talking about cashing out 401ks, blah blah blah, whatever. Like that's the secret. But here's the video of what you just. I'll play it.
Own a company. You should buy a company as an asset. In fact, you should buy multiple companies versus real estate that can only pay out $300, $400, $500, $600 of positive cash flow every month on a door. A business can pay out thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of positive cash flow. Literally, I'm buying a company right now with no money down that's going to make me $900,000 a year of positive cash flow. And I don't come out of pocket to make that deal happen.
Out of pocket?
Oh, what an idiot. What a fucking moron. So here's Kris Krohn saying that you can buy a company
for free
and make $900,000 a year.
Everything he does is for free. It's like you can buy a house for $3,000.
So he makes, and maybe this is true. Maybe what he's saying is true.
I mean, it's probably technically possible.
But you can't just go up to a screen printer and be like, I'd like to buy your company for no money down and make $900,000 a year.
Make your entire profit.
And they're going to be like,
please?
Yes.
Like, what are you talking about?
What does that look like? That's not what's happening.
It's such false, but also empty advice. It's like, okay, well, tell maybe there is a secret.
Say how. Yeah. Say how you're doing
this. Teach us how, which I guess is where the MLM comes in. He's an MLM, but tell us, because otherwise he's always just doing that. He's just like, go buy a house and then buy another house. With that house, you can buy another house.
But most of his content isn't even geared towards this. It's like, it's all to sort of support that he has authority to say these things, but the columns that act as the supports for his being an entrepreneur sort of guru
to prove he's successful.
The columns that support this lie are hilarious. They are joke after joke. Do we have any other videos of him to look at here? I mean, because I have a few favorites, and I hope we have those here.
How I never get sick, because I don't believe in being sick. You want to know how people get sick? They wake up in the morning and they get this thing. What is the first thing with that symptom that they say? I think I'm getting sick. That's an instruction. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to lean into that, and then the symptom is going to exaggerate into sickness. And then later you're going to say, I am sick. And so I'll ask one person, how long do you usually get sick? 2 days. Why is it 2 days? Because that's their programming. Guess what they start to think? I'm done being sick. That's an instruction. The body says, oh, let's not get sick. Let's get better. A couple hours later, symptoms go down. I think I'm getting better. And 2 hours later, I'm better. So we go through this process only because we put ourselves through it, because we don't realize what powerful creators we are. We are literally making ourselves sick, all because our throat gave us the tiniest symptom and we leaned hard into it. I don't get sick because the moment that comes up, I have a different thought. I am whole. Symptom goes away. 2 hours later, I'm not sick.
Wow.
So as soon as he starts to get sick, he says to himself, I am whole.
I am whole.
And then he's not sick anymore.
I never thought to do this because I have a tear in my spine.
Right.
That leaks by, and if I was just, I could have sealed the door.
If you just stopped,
and I would have never.
The problem is you believe that you have a tear in your spine.
Right. It's that I can physically. It's that I think I can feel my brain sink into my skull.
If you smash your leg with a hammer.
Yeah.
And you think that your leg is broken, then it's going to be broken.
Obviously, you're not going to be able to walk on it.
But if you say my leg is whole, then it will be so.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why all these people are dying from all these illnesses all the time.
But he's purporting that he doesn't get sick because he doesn't believe that he's getting sick.
Yeah, we're all just cynics with bad beliefs.
So that's funny. What else do we have?
I mean, it's so outrageous.
Yeah.
I hate him so much and love him. It's a very sick relationship I have with this man. Then this one demonstrates his fake stories, which
he just says stuff that's not at all true. Makes up stories.
It could have kernels of truth, but it's never how he said it happened. I can almost 100% say that. So this is about why he's banned from Gold's Gym.
I was at Gold's, and when social media started making me more popular, I had a ton of people that wanted to lift with me. And I started selling gym memberships left and right because people just want to hang with me at the gym. And I would get like 15 to 20.
He is at the gym. He's working out at Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
1702. And he's saying that people are coming up to him in the gym and he's selling memberships to the gym while in the gym because people want to hang out with him so badly.
That they are signing up for the gym. I mean,
So people who aren't members of Gold's Gym are wandering into the gym and saying, what is this place?
They're getting past the gatekeepers.
What are they doing? They're the ones getting the tours from the gym employees. Like, what is it? What does that do? What does this machine do? Why are they lifting these weights? No, I just lift the weights because it makes them stronger. If they do it enough times over and over. Oh, okay, I see. Who's that guy? I've seen him on the internet. Okay, I'll sign up if he's here. So he's selling memberships by his mere presence at the gym where people just aren't already members at the gym.
Yeah. And he has a crowd of 15 to 20 people every single day.
Just like, and he's like just trying to do his, he's just like trying to do his workouts. And people are just like, wow, man, you're so fucking cool. Like while he's trying to do his workouts.
Which would be a burden.
Just 20 people around him.
Like that's a lot of people to purport.
Yeah.
20 people every day just swarming around me, just wanting to talk and lift. And they were hoping, I think, for some free mentorship. And so the gym accused me of personal training. Like, you can't personal train. I'm like, I'm not personal. Like, you can't. So one day, I just finished. I was holding 110 pounds, and I just finished doing my biceps, and I wanted to rack the weight right here. And this trainer that was always on my case, he got right up to me, and he said, hey, you can't train here. And I said, I need to put my weight down. He said, you can't train here. And so I took my shoulder, I just bumped him so I could rack my weight.
That was assault?
And that was assault. So I went into the gym the next day, and they said, sorry, your pass has been revoked. And so I went to the corporate office, and they said, oh, yeah, you assaulted a member of our staff, so you're blacklisted for life.
You got kicked out of a gym?
Yeah.
Why?
So.
I mean, it's parts of that could be true.
None of that's true. Not one part of that. Like, he can go to a Gold's Gym right now. 100%. He's not banned from Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
And no one ever crowded him in a Gold's Gym. And
maybe one person recognized him and then he's like,
right.
He builds this narrative of like, oh, that's 20 people. And what would happen if the people, like, I don't know how his mind works.
He's just lying.
Like,
and
you
it's
go to
so
the corporate
funny.
Like, you drove to the corporate office.
So I went to Gold's corporate office and I was like, who's he going?
What's going on here?
But yeah, so none of that has ever. Kris Krohn can sign up for Gold's Gym and walk in
going to Gold's
and work
Gym
out.
Anyway, why he has like a pool that recedes into the ground. He has helicopter.
Right.
Jet, like what?
If you're like
man doesn't have
a billionaire, you have your own gym. Yeah.
He has a gym. He's always on the construction sites of his like. He's like a 20-car garage, which I mean, maybe that's why we don't like him, is we're jealous of his.
I do want a 20-car garage, but so he's always making up these. Go ahead. Do we have it? I just want to get through these clips real quick because they're just so fun.
I have two that are related, but they both have to be shown. I think this is your favorite.
Yeah. Probably the funniest thing I've ever seen on the internet.
It's amazing.
This is Kris Krohn talking about his vitamin routine.
Yeah.
Now, I take a lot of vitamins. I know about taking vitamins. Here we go. And I've also talked about how many I take at once.
Oh, yeah. We talked about your gullet.
It's not a crazy amount.
Yeah.
I do like 3 at a time.
And that's really pushing it.
And yeah, okay.
Follow comfortably 10 to 20 pills at a time. I take that all in just one big shot. My assistant comes in once a month and basically fills my pill box. The problem is this is the largest one that Amazon sells, and this thing is packed, and I can't get them all in, so I actually have to use 2 pill boxes. I pretty much just do it in 2 handfuls, so I throw them down, I swig it. Sometimes I throw them up, and they like splatter against the mirror, and I just pick them back up and put them down again. It's like, nuh-uh, we're just gonna do it the painful way, just choke it down.
So he's purporting that he can comfortably swallow 10 to 20 pills, which is a huge range.
Massive margin.
In pills. 10 to 20 pills is like saying I have I have like $5 to like $5 million. Like that's a huge range.
Yeah, it's not. It's and God, disgust. It's not true, but then also, if true, that's disgusting.
It's not disgusting if it's true.
To spit them out.
Well,
every
that
now-
part. So he's saying I can comfortably swallow 10 to 20 pills at a time.
And I'm so comfortable.
And I'm so comfortable that sometimes I spew them all over my mirror and sink and then pick them up and take them individually.
Like, why?
Like, you're not comfortably
No,
taking 10 to
you
20
are,
pills.
like-
If ever you cough them up and have to retake them.
Right. Every time is a deep risk if you take your 10 to 20 pills at a
Right.
time. And like, no, you don't.
So it's really funny to say I can comfortably take 10 to 20 pills, and sometimes I throw them all up and have to take them in. Like, you're
not.
lying.
And he lies about everything. It's like, it can't be like I take 5 pills at a time, which is still like a lot. 5 is a lot.
Right.
But it's like everything has to be extreme. Like I take 20. Like how much? He's just lying, and it's such a strange flex, and it's also like it's really gross.
It's like saying like I can comfortably fit into a storage tote for 10 hours. Sometimes I have to get out within like 30 minutes to stretch because it hurts
Breathe.
so bad.
But
I can comfortably hold my breath for 45 minutes. Sometimes I have to take a breath in between a lot. Like you're not
that's not
comfortably doing that if you can't comfortably do that.
and it's like just all the flexes along. Like you have your assistant fill up your vitamins.
Right.
Like fill up your own fucking vitamins, dude. And it's like,
And also that's not the largest
yeah, how dare you?
pill container. Like it's just not.
It's not, because I have looked. It's like, but everything has to be extreme. I have to have 2 of them.
So that's my favorite
That is your
video from him,
favorite.
hands down. But then we have, let's see. Then we have this
It's a
clip.
very, very humble man.
Blind shopping and accidentally spend $25,000. I really enjoy shopping, which is really hard to admit as a man because most men in general, they're like, oh, shopping, that's for girls and girly men. I actually like shopping. And I had the opportunity to hang out for 2 days with Russell Brunson and his personal shopper, Bart Miller. Here we are hanging out, shopping, and normally I don't go into the name brand stores, Prada or Gucci. So I'm like, I'm just gonna be open and having an experience. Oh boy, did I have an experience. I was in shops I shouldn't have been in where I just fell in love with the kicks, the clothes, and I was like, I gotta own this. And the whole time I'm like, I just don't wanna check what things actually cost. In a lot of these stores, they actually don't put the tags on them. You would have to request, and it's kind of embarrassing to ask, like, what does this cost? And so I just decided I'm gonna do a 2-day blind shopping trip. I'm not gonna ask one time. I'm not gonna look one time. By the time the 2 days were done, I was like, I probably spent 12 grand. I had to give all my receipts to accounting. When I did, I started adding it up, and it was like over 25 grand. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have never spent 25,000.
Sorry, I cut it too early. But
So he spent $25,000 on
on
clothes.
accident.
Yeah.
Like, what is the point of that video? I mean, I know the point of it, but what do you pretend the point of that video is?
The point is so that you can aspire to be able to do that.
To accidentally-
Imagine going to the store and spending $25,000 and not even knowing that you spent
It's
that.
crazy. You accidentally, and everything he does is a contradiction because he has so many videos about Well, he says crap because he's a Mormon, but he's
Is he? Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
which but he's like talks about crap and how it's like fleeting and it doesn't mean anything and make your money work for everything he says is a contradiction all the time. He just talks. And
Right.
it works. I mean, we're watching all these,
I love it.
it works.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
And also, let's just take a brief moment I just want to take a look at his little set here. Because sometimes you're so focused on how outrageous he is that it's hard to really pay attention to what he's got going on here. He's got money, stacks of money,
real $10,000
stacks of real money on his desk. He has a little like birdhouse.
It looks like a birdhouse.
On the other side. Behind him, he has a globe, a money grenade, a Super Bowl football, which you can just get on eBay.
Yeah.
There's dice up there. I mean, I don't know if we've seen one of them yet in the clips that we've shown, but in a lot of these videos, he'll even have just money on the floor. It's obviously fake money.
The money's growing.
But he'll have it's intentionally placed money on the floor.
Like it's
so meaningless. I just
I
throw
just throw 10,000 on the ground.
this.
Fuck
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
So that
means
is
nothing to
right.
me.
Yeah.
This video is also related to that video because I love the $25,000 shopping spree. You know, it's really something I aspire to. So this is him recounting the same experience, but a little twist.
Okay.
Or a different message, I should say.
$5,000 buying new clothes. I'm in all of these stores. Man, I'm just buying things left and right. Will this make me more money? I don't know. The thing about things, I really don't care what people think. I really just care what I think. When you're a social media influencer and you're getting, 5, 8, 10 million views every week on your social, it's amazing the creativity people can use in coming up with comments that are designed to do one thing, just make you feel awful as a human being. I generally don't read my comments. I just really don't care what people think. At the end of the day, I like representing myself in a way that feels authentic, that feels good, and I tend to go after unique things because I don't like to be copied. I just want to be me, and I just want to feel like I am my own version of me. If someone thinks I'm a douchebag, I think that's cool. If someone thinks I'm an idiot, I think that's cool. If someone likes me, I don't really care. If you can't put me on a pedestal, then you also can't knock me down. So I really just care about what I think.
So we've learned something about Kris Kringle, and that is that Kris doesn't like to be copied.
And that's why he has to spend $25,000 because he's so unique. He has to buy high-priced items.
He
that
does.
Sets him apart from everybody.
He
so
buys
can
expensive
express his
things that are
authentic
very
self.
unique that no one else can get.
And no one could replicate that office. Are you kidding me? That is some top tier. It's all primo, high-end stuff.
That
That's
is
what a
really
billionaire-
primo high-end stuff there.
That's what you got to do if you want to make it.
Or is it? We've done some research. So we've done some research, and I have never been prouder of myself.
Yeah, if they only knew the journey you've been on, because this is genuinely not an easy. If you think about trying to Google these things,
So what we've meticulously combed through his studio setup, because surely a man who is so wealthy
billionaire.
and so successful, I mean, to replicate his studio would
Certainly out of our
it would put a normal person
bankrupt.
it would bankrupt him to try to duplicate what he's done in his studio. So we figured that if the things in his studio are so expensive, let's find them and price them out to see what it would cost to build a studio setup like what he has here.
Because we want to emulate success.
So we've done that exactly, and we've got the proof for the pudding.
Proof in the pudding.
So, Kris Krohn, your studio, we're going to comb through it, and we're just going to pick a few items here.
Yeah, this
to
is
see.
just the beginning, so.
Kris Krohn's desk, contemporary desk with curvaceous, clear-tempered glass. This is that desk. Click to the YouTube video. Same desk.
Same desk.
Same exact desk. 100. When it's not on sale, his desk is $150. $57.66. On sale, $138. So I find this and I'm thinking, I have to buy this desk.
Yes.
So we've ordered the desk.
Because we want to be Kris Krohn.
The desk is on its way.
Yeah.
So we have the desk. That's coming. And then, let's go back to the YouTube shot. It's like, okay, so let's see what else makes this sort of setup look so unique. The next thing you'll notice is the studio foam panels behind him. These are tiles of foam that you adhere to your wall. And they use this sort of acoustic treatment in studios to prevent mics from, or sound from bouncing off the walls and being picked up by mics. So the studio foam is important to the look and feel.
Most videos are just him against the foam, not this view.
This is a little zoomed out from most of the views. So doing research to try to find this foam was really, really hard.
That was like 3 episodes. That was like a really long time.
Yeah. 3 episodes.
No, that show or what? Not 3. It was at least an hour of research.
It was an hour of research. So we were...
Because you get fixated. It's like it doesn't even matter on us, but it's like we have to find this.
I have to. Part of what makes this studio setup look like this studio setup, I mean, 80% of that is that foam.
Yes.
And it took some digging. I was searching tribal maze foam pattern, 3D Aztec foam maze pattern, tiles. All these search, and I couldn't find it. I was even screenshotting clips of the foam, like screenshotting regions of the foam to try and reverse image search and AI match. I couldn't find it. Then eventually, I did. After like an hour and a half, found the foam. They're out of business. This was made by Soundtracks, which. I'm really sad that this is out of our reach because we've got the desk coming. We're going to have to find alternative studio foam
if we want to be successful.
So we found the foam. We can't get the foam. Kris doesn't like to be copied.
Yeah,
so
maybe he bought out the company and shut it down.
I wouldn't doubt it because that foam was so hard to find. Eventually, when I did find it, it was actually from the Amazon UK store. So it was very hard to find. Unfortunately, we cannot get that foam. No. We got the desk. Can't get the foam. But I did find another kind of foam that sort of gives out similar vibes. And that is this here. Again, it's not the same sort of maze Aztec pattern, but it gives similar vibes. So we'll have to go with this. And you say, go with this. For what?
What are you saying? Yeah.
Why would you be buying all these things?
These ugly things.
These ugly things just to look like Kris Krohn. Well, it's because I am going to assume a new identity. Kris Krohn's. With C's.
Yeah.
And I am going to recreate, let's flip to his studio. His studio to become Kris Krohn.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, there's other, like for example, the ape statue in the background there. That is $80.
The prop money.
The prop money.
$14 for.
So I mean, and that's the same prop money. I think it's got the same labeling on it. It looks like. So we can do this. We're going to become Kris Krohn. Going to become an internet sensation, and my goal is to copy everything about him.
Yes.
And to become him.
Because it's so funny.
I want him to see the Instagram reels that we're going to make. And to at first be like, who the fuck was in my house? Because that's, I mean, we're going to have his desk. We're going to have very similar sort of looking patterned foam. We're going to have everything he has right there.
And you're going to do your hair. You're going to get the wardrobe.
Yeah.
And all of it.
The bracelets.
Because he's incredible.
The rings, all of it.
And throughout this, we both get to have fun, but also become billionaires. Because you emulate the people you want to be.
That's true.
Yeah. I can't, like...
So you don't like being copied, Kris? Well, you're going to get copied.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait.
I don't know if people think this is overkill. You just got to go to his page and see, like, he's both hilarious and so amazingly
terrible,
unhumble. I don't know the term, but it's ruthless. I don't like to be, we're not even being mean. We acknowledge how incredible he is. We just want to pay an homage to him.
It's a tribute channel.
Because how fun is that page to have people get mad at you and you're just giving out like outrageous advice and selling like, because this isn't, we haven't talked about, but it's an MLM. So it gives an extra layer of ire.
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, well, I don't need to get into that. But he's a con, I mean, if you couldn't guess,
the course that
man.
I'll be selling is how to become Kris Krohn.
Yeah.
So I'll step by step tell you where to get the desk, where to get the foam, where to get the lights, where to get the monkey statue, where to get the fake money and the birdhouse and the Iron Man glove. All of that. And I'm going to teach you how to become Kris Krohn. That's going to be my course that I'm selling.
Teach them how to emulate your radio voice.
So this is a goal. And in the coming weeks and months, you might see some of this. We're going to be very closely following Kris Krohn. So this is not the last you'll see of him.
No. So get ready. I mean, it'll be a separate channel, but he's incredible.
Yeah. And
I love him.
I can't wait to feel as incredible as he is.
It's going to be great.
All right. Well, I think that wraps us up.
It's 3:00 and I have not eaten, so.
Oh, God. Let's get some food in you.
Let's get some not DiGiorno pizza.
All right.